This little idea explains why some organizations and some leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. So let me define the terms really quickly. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do, 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP. But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care? Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. We go from the clearest thing to the fuzziest thing. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Let me give you an example. I use Apple because it's easy to understand and everybody gets it. If Apple were like everyone else, our marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done, that's how most sales is done, and that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do, we say how we're different or how we're better, and we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, a vote, something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets gas mileage. It has leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspiring. Here's how Apple actually communicates. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? Totally different, right? You're ready to buy a computer from me. All I did was reverse the order of the information. What it proves to us is that people don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. This explains why every single person in this room is perfectly comfortable buying a computer from Apple. But we're also perfectly comfortable buying an MP3 player from Apple, or a phone from Apple, or a DVR from Apple. But as I said before, Apple's just a computer company. There's nothing that distinguishes them structurally from any of their competitors. Their competitors are all equally qualified to make all of these products. In fact, they tried. A few years ago, Gateway came out with flat-screen TVs. They're eminently qualified to make flat-screen TVs. They've been making flat-screen monitors for years. And you bought one. Dell came out with MP3s and PDAs. And they make great quality products, and they can make perfectly well-designed products, and nobody bought one. In fact, talking about it now, we can't even imagine buying an MP3 player from Dell. Why would you buy an MP3 player from a computer company? But we do it every day. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. The goal is not to do business with everybody who needs what you have. The goal is to do business with people who believe what you believe. Here's the best part. None of what I'm telling you is my opinion. It's all grounded in the tenets of biology, not psychology, biology. If you look at a cross-section of the human brain, looking from the top down, what you see is the human brain is actually broken into three major components that correlate perfectly with the golden circle. Our newest brain, our Homo sapien brain, our neocortex, corresponds with the what level. The neocortex is responsible for all of our rational and analytical thought and language. The middle two sections make up our limbic brains, and our limbic brains are responsible for all of our feelings, like trust and loyalty. It's also responsible for all human behavior, all decision-making, and it has no capacity for language. In other words, when we communicate from the outside in, yes, people can understand vast amounts of complicated information like features and benefits and facts and figures. It just doesn't drive behavior. When we communicate from the inside out, we're talking directly to the part of the brain that controls behavior, and then we allow people to rationalize it with the tangible things we say and do. This is where gut decisions come from. Sometimes you can give somebody all the facts and the figures, and they say, I know what all the facts and details say, but it just doesn't feel right. Why would we?
Okay? We don't buy. You remember? We don't buy. What? Why? Why? Okay? Now, basically he's also adding the biology explanation to us, but in Homespace we've done this exercise. We launch, like many other companies, a process when we launch the vision. When we launch the vision of Homespace, every single employee receives that and he needs to put it in his pocket. But when I said need, it's really need, not needed important. When I'm saying need, I'm saying you need to leave this kind of document. Now, most companies launching vision, doing a great presentation, and keep it there, and nobody really uses it. I committed to actually use this, and what we do every day is we open that, and we find something that can fit, and we're going to go, and I'm going to share it with you later on. But one of the things that's being said in this story is, it's funny, I will tell you, is find yourself a mentor that can help you be better you. Now, my first insight, and I've been asked to give some insight, is for many people, finding mentors is not an easy thing. Some people are really proud of what they do. They think they are the best in the world. But if you ask, actually, if you're going to ask Picasso, he has a famous phrase to say. He said, good artists, Picasso said, good artists copy, great artists steal. Okay? So my advice to you is be open to the world. And we actually took this man, took this presentation, which is very famous in TED Talk, you can find it very easily, very popular. And we actually took it into our company and we started to work according to that. And this is where we got you. Our circle is basically saying the following. The why is because we have a vision to inspire people to live well. I want every employee to understand why he's waking up every morning to come to work. Because if you really want to make and inspire people to live well, you have to have the right people and understanding why they do what they do. Okay? In our service industry, unlike product industry, actually the main factor of inspiring is actually the people itself. What we do, we want to try and help people to enjoy fitness. We spoke about the pain, and we want to try to help people to enjoy fitness. And how we're doing it, it's quite simple. It's like selling a computer, and by the way, we have, inviting well-designed premium club with a 5-star service and professional and personalized interaction. So this is basically what we said following the circle. But I'm asking, is it really different from any other gym? Okay, I mean, we're in the world that everybody's competing. Everybody's competing, everybody's starting to look the same, and it's really hard to stand up. So the question is, it's true, if you've ever been to a Homespace club, it is a different club in terms of the facility. You just come there and you see a different club. But it's not enough. You see nice people, you see it's look more, if you haven't been there, it's look more like an entry of a hotel, it's not look like a gym, the service levels. You've been to a Homespace club here? That can confirm what I'm saying? Can you confirm what I'm saying? Okay? But it's not enough. What is enough? In order to make it enough, only if you manage it and measure it every single day. And this is my biggest advice for you. A lot of companies are failed to put and launching a big vision. We have amazing vision, inspiring people to live well. That's our vision, inspiring. And in the inspiring people to live well, we have inspired ourselves, inspire our team, inspire the member, and inspiring the world around us. Wow, amazing! Inspiration and why. But most of the company doing the same process and leave it as a dream. Why? Because they did not put it in the right format of how we're going to beat our competitors, where we're going to exactly play, and how they're going to manage and measure it every day. And this is the big thing that you need to remember. So what do we do? There's a lot of things that we do to do a measurement every day, but I'm going to just demonstrate few factors just to explain what I'm meaning by managing and measuring every day. First example, we want to remind people every day that we are all about inspiring people to live well. Now, if you're going to go to every hospice club in Spain at the moment, you're going to see a plasma screen that's counting live every entry of every member. Okay? What's happening in the box below it, okay, is we contribute 3 cents for every entry for every member. Okay, so this is really like a live counter. So you see, this is an example of 1 cent because it's in Israel. It's only a demo, but it's really living there. Okay, this 1 cent we actually accumulated in Spain last year 100,000 euro just from entry. Now the members also getting by email on the monthly newsletter how much they contribute to this Live Well Foundation. Okay, that's the story. Every time a person goes inside the club is swiping the cards to open the turnstile and the figures changes. It's an online story. We started to speak a little bit about technology here. Okay?
Nice.
Now we have a committee every 6 months that we're giving scholarship to people who cannot afford fitness, because we really believe that being fit can really change your life. It can make you much better, healthier, much happier, much more energized person if you're going to be fit. And we actually contributed to foundations that cannot afford it. In Israel, for example, not only we give it to juveniles in risk, we give it also to reserve, connecting to my past in the office, but they're all, we contributed around the entire people who served during their civil period of living. Meaning all the reserves, we also contribute. There is diabetes that we're taking care of. It's a big project that we are doing for the last 7 years. We launched it last year also in Spain, and the feedback is amazing. People are just going away from street and coming and find a frame inside our club to find a meaning. This is just one example. So every day, every member is getting a meeting. Leave the story. Every meeting that we are basically conducting is starting, if you do a sales meeting, we're starting about sharing an inspiring story of a success story of a member. So every week, when we do the sales meeting, before we're selling, we can sell by price, but we want the salespeople that translate our story to understand that they're not selling a price, they're not selling a product, they're selling a life change. They really inspire people to live well. I want to show you an example how we actually also collected.
Now see this on the screen.
It's on the other screen.
The galaxy, the stars.
Yeah, okay. Let's move. Okay, I think it's on the other screen. Okay, this is actually the best part of my presentation.
No. Hold on, I can help.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're working on your house, right? It's going to be fixed. This. Yeah? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ah. Okay.
This.
Yo siempre digo lo mismo. Sé cómo estoy y no sé cómo estaría si no lo hiciera. Pero sin lugar a dudas que forma parte de mi vida ahora. Al pasarme a mí lo de la enfermedad, pues dijimos de apuntarme, entre mis hijos y yo, apuntarnos y a ver cómo me iba. A los 2 meses de estar en el gimnasio he tenido contactos con la Gemma.
Entonces yo siempre digo que él y yo somos un equipo. Yo pongo la parte exigente y física y la de sudar, como él dice, y él a mí pues me aporta energía y me aporta muy buen rollo.
Es muy exigente, pero es muy dulce. Nos compenetramos bien en todos los aspectos.
6 años es mucho tiempo, y más cuando entrenas 2 o 3 veces por semana. Llega un punto que se crea un vínculo ya no solo profesional, sino mucho más de amistad, porque yo creo que somos amigos.
Gemma es para toda la familia parte de la familia. Muchas veces sonriendo digo, esto va a ser un triunfo para nosotros, vamos a ser únicos porque vamos a salvar el Parkinson. El Parkinson va a ser nada cuando nosotros nos lo pongamos por bandera. La enfermedad es prioritaria ahora y por lo tanto cada limón es vital.
La pregunta que me ha servido o me sirve mi gimnasio es porque para mí es, desde el punto de vista puramente deportivo, cumple los requisitos que necesito como tal, ¿no? Desde el punto de vista humano, tendría que decir que cumple aún más los requisitos. Puedo terminar muy cansado de trabajar, pero necesito el deporte. Indudablemente que mi medio es completo. Ahora, claro, podría ser completo como cualquier otro gimnasio que hay en el mercado, pero lo que me brinda completo como tal es lo que cubre mi expectativa a esa otra parte, no solo la deportiva, sino a nivel humano, ¿no? Si de algo puedo estar orgulloso Play es de la formación que tienen o que le habéis dado o que le dan al tema del personal trainer. Creo que en eso los distingue y los hace pueden sentirse singular y orgullosos. Creo que gracias a vuestro trabajo también hacéis que el socio no se sienta un número, sino que te sientas cuidado, te sientas que te dan esa otra cosa que a lo mejor en otro sitio es distinto, ¿no?
Me apunté a False Place por una necesidad ya psicológica. Estaba casada, me separé y como vía de escape, pues bueno, quise probar de apuntarme a un gimnasio. Me habían dicho amistades que lo hiciera, que me iría muy bien, así lo hice. Empecé a venir aquí. Me costaba porque a mí el ejercicio, pues bueno, no había hecho nunca nada ni de deporte. Vine aquí más que nada para despejarme un poco, ¿no? Hice amistades, conocí a gente e incluso lo más importante para mí es que conocí a una persona que fue Jordi. Lo conocí aquí y bueno, estoy muy contenta. Lo principal que puedo destacar de False Place fue en Jordi, que me ayudó en todo. Seguimos viniendo los dos, me siento mucho mejor y estoy muy contenta y no cambiaría para nada el mundo False Place de momento, para nada.
There's many.
Aunque ya hace casi 12 años que estoy como socia, me lo ha dado todo desde los postres.
It's not obvious, okay? This has been presented. It's also, you can find it on our website, but not the point. It's been made debate. We're doing a conference every three months, trying to inspire our people to remember the vision. Again, the gap between big statement and living the vision, like Apple do, is making all the difference. And it's not easy. It's a discipline thing. You need to make sure you communicate the vision. That's why you have to start the sales training, the sales weekly meeting, or the fitness meeting, reminding the people that we have target, we need to hit our target, we need to manage our KPIs, our P&L, everything is there. But if they remember the why, their level of motivation are increasing by far, because they really believe in their project. What you As you can see in big brands, the people are the freaks, the biggest promoter of the product are the people itself. Can you summarize what they were saying in the video? Okay. The first one is a had a Parkinson problem, and basically what he's training on a regular basis with personal training to help them. For him, the delay of the disease is mainly due to his relationship. He's been able to start moving again and be helping in his day-to-day life. There was remember that basically the last one basically said that she came with a mental problem, and the sport actually helped her with her mental problem. There's also a very biology explanation, and more than that, she also find a partner for life. So that's what she basically said. The first thing, and I'm not going to get too much into it. I'm just going to tell you that we ask our members. We are like many other companies. We're running an NPS score system, but you know what? Everybody know what's an NPS score system? We ask our member an electronic survey every week. Okay, we send it to in each club to 50 women and 50 men every week in each club. Their feedback for what's happening this week based on their latest experience. So the NPS famous score is based on your previous experience in the club. From 1 to 10, will you recommend a friend? Okay, heard about it? Learn about it? Yeah. Okay, so if you learn about, let's understand if you learn. If you get 9 and 10, what are you? A promoter. Okay. If you're getting 8, 7, or 6. No, sorry, if you get 8 or 7, you are passive. Okay, if you give 8, you are passive. And if you get 6 and below 6, you are destructor. And the NPS score is how many promoters minus how many destructors. So if you get a 0 score, that means you have an equal amount of 9 and 10 to the one who gave you 6 and below. If you have positive, you have more promoter than destructor. That's it. Home's place average is around 60. Very on the same level of big brands, like Apple is dependent on the product. iPhone in Spain have less than that, for example, just to give you an idea. And this is actually, we ask our members every week, and not only we ask it, we track the trend, and we also ask other questions. If they want to give us comment, we have an SLA inside our company that we need to respond all of our members within a week time. So if a member wrote down that he didn't like, I don't know, this person or other person or this service, or he have a recommendation that he wants another class in this hour, we actually give him solution. We definitely give answers. Not always solution, but we definitely give answers. So this is an amazing system that we are measuring a club. The bonuses of our club manager related to the NPS score, not only to the bottom line. Okay? And last but not least is leading by example. All of our managers need to lead by example. It's not easy. It's not for granted. You sometimes have a good managers, but they have a habit of smoking in the past. I will actually receive to work a manager that do smoke now. But if you will not change his habit in 2 or 3 years' time, I will actually take the blame. But he will not continue. And I can tell you I have 100% success with that. I have many employees to stop smoking, as I did. Okay? It's not easy. You can't say, you need to split. No, we're not forcing. But we're actually starting to engage people with the vision, and people have to lead the vision. It's not a secret that all the big leaders in every industry actually lead the vision, and for me it's a key. And the most important KPI for our company is basically attrition. Homespace has been known as the best fitness operator in terms of loyalty. Okay? Loyalty meaning people tend to leave us less and continue with us more time than the operator. This is the biggest problem of the industry. In low-cost chain, okay, in 1 year there is 150% of attrition. Okay? So the average length of membership in low-cost is around 4 to 5 months, and people start. But this is their model. They're not betting on giving service, they're not betting on inspiring, they're betting on offering facilities. Okay? And that's why, without any kind of interaction, this is basically the attrition rate in this kind of company. I want to end with basically give you my recommendation to all the 70% who haven't trained in the last 3 days. Okay? The big secret is very simple. Find something you like with somebody you like in a place or in an environment you like. This is the biggest secret to maintain physical activity in a regular basis. If this place happens to be home space, you are all welcome. And in the end of the, I had to do a little bit of marketing. But you have free passes if you want. By the way, worldwide, so you can use any kind of home space. If you're going to a vacation in Israel, you can use that as well, guys, or in any other country. So, and I'll be also giving you my email. So if you're going to give me your NPS feedback, if there's a gap between what I presented here and what's really happening, I want to know about it. Because the biggest challenge is basically creating followers. And our followers is our team. If my team will not follow our vision, will not understand every day why they come into work, to inspire people to live well, we will not achieve what we need to achieve. Questions?
I don't know a lot about home space, but it sounds like you're starting to push against the low cost. And what's your strat? Like, do you find that your approach gives you a bit of a disruptive edge or something, or how do you see that future with colliding with the low cost provider?
Okay. First of all, like any other industries, there is a place for locals. Okay. It's not a new trend. We've seen it in almost every type of industry. There is a place for low cost. The real question about the low cost is, will it take from the traditional market, of what used to be the traditional market, or will it expand the market? So the first answer will be, I don't know yet, but it seems that it's expanding the market. It's attracting two types of population development. The first one is that the people usually young, mainly male, much less women, and that are already engaged in fitness. They know what to do. You give them their machines. They don't need to pay much for that. They're very functional training. They come in and go. Social is not really important for them, and that's the main target audience of the locals, and it's great value for money. Okay. And the second population is the people who said, you know what, I never tried fitness. For 1990, I'm willing to try. Those type of population usually create the biggest attrition, because without any guidance, many times it doesn't work. And luckily enough, if they do engage, they usually try to upgrade that experience. And so that's the case where we see it right now. We have a club in Barcelona that have free low-cost training. Welcome. Open next to it, in Plaza Okinawa. I don't know if you know the place. But it's amazing. In the last year, free. One is McFit, who's a famous, the biggest European low-cost, and the other one is DuetFit. And since that, we're gaining massively members. It's interesting. We were surprising. We were actually planning to lose like at least 200-300 of that kind of young professionals, and it didn't happen. So people still do look for value. It's making us be much better and emphasize our advantages, which is the over and above the facilities, the interaction, the ability to really interact and to create a space for you to be much more motivated.
As you expand, do you find that it's harder to keep control over your why and your values and all this stuff? And if so, how are you doing that?
Okay, good question. The answer is depend on the people. Okay, and when we expand, we usually are expanding strategies is to appoint our people in place. It's a process. Okay, it's a process. You need to brainwash. You need to introduce them to the things. We demand people to train. We let them experience a lot to be able to fit to our. Listen, what is the problem of inspiring people to live versus you need to basically lose 8 kilos now? Most of our employees coming from universities of physical education, which are very physical based oriented and very little about mental and emotional. So you expect a young person who just finished his university and is now really passionate to start working, and he wants to help people to reduce their body fat into 19. That's his inspiration in life. It's not about inspiring you, engaging you, that you feel good about yourself, and telling you that even once a week it's great, as long as you're going to introduce